carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear, and whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful, you are my world, my true. And it's you, or whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. This is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. E. E. Cummings. Hey there. Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. I am kind of taking it easy today after my big adventure yesterday at Lula Lake, so I'm just doing my regular walk and some errands, but it feels really nice outside. It's kind of later in the day. I slept in a little bit. I thought I would be sorer than what I was after all of those steep stairs that I climbed after going down to the base of the waterfall, but I must be getting a little bit used to it after a couple of different hikes, and I am so happy about that because I have a lot more adventures planned that I do plan on taping, but I'm not sure which one is next, but I do have a list of things, and I'm excited about putting some new content out there and learning how to edit and things like that. I don't like using the stock music. I'm gonna try to figure out some more background things to put in there for when I'm just walking and stuff, but it's so exciting to be learning a new skill and to not be concentrating on anything negative or karmic or toxic, because I've touched on that so much, and we're going up from here. How can I let you guys know what's next after you reconcile with those things and do some healing? That you really just need to go out and have some fun and stop taking everything so seriously. Break away from a lot of those attachments. Stop putting labels on things so that you're not wallowing or commiserating with others and your pain of your trauma. You want to push past that. We have to get past that. We have to start living again. You can't stay stuck. It's forward movement every day. And when I'm documenting this step by step as I do it, I want to show you guys what's next, because you can't stay there. You have to keep going. That's the most important part, is keep going no matter what. One foot in front of the other when it's hard, and then it will get easier. And then you just have to be creative. Use your imagination. You are a creator. You are co-creating with Source. We all are. So create your own reality, and if you want better things to come into your life, then you have to raise your vibrational frequency to match that. And staying still or staying on a certain level is not going to do that for you. You have to keep elevating every single day. Keep elevating. So use your imagination and think of things that you can do to elevate your mood, elevate your mind, elevate love for everyone. Just passing people on these paths, whatever path I choose to take for that day, is amazing, and I embrace that with my whole heart. And I can can see that when we're all doing things like that, that so do they. They might be in a totally different mindset or a different vibration in a different setting, but when we're all in that same setting, out in nature or doing something that we enjoy and something that we love, that we just share in that experience with each other. And we love each other so much at the core of things, and that helps remind us of who we are. It gets us out of our head, out of those thoughts, out of any kind of negative emotions, intentions, low frequencies, and we can all just shed those things in the moment and share the love, share the experience, share the positive vibes and energies. And that's why I'm documenting these things, not just for new content, to show you guys what's next. And I'm not filming the people, but trust me, those people are just as happy as I am out there to be doing what I'm doing. It's amazing. So I have more to come, and I might get back and do some more on this video, but I hope you're all having a great day. I just wanted to touch base from my spot here. I love this spot, and other people do too. I see sometimes people leave their trash over here, which is unfortunate, and I clean it up for them, but I do know that other people enjoy this spot as much as I do, and that's wonderful. Just because I call it my spot doesn't mean that it's coveted. Don't anybody else sit here. But it is off the path, and it is in a direct line with the sun and the water, and a good spot to view everything and just take a break, take a breather, meditate, hug on this tree a little bit. But I hope everybody's raising their vibrations today. I love you. What's up? I just wanted to finish the message that I had started on my walk. Waiting for my dinner to cook. Still committed to the hat, because if you have curly hair, you know that once you put your hair under a hat, it is matted. It is there to stay for the rest of the day. So still wearing the hat, but almost at the end of my day, trying to eat and unwind. I had been listening to a podcast earlier after my walk that made me think about all kinds of different belief systems, mainly when it comes to Source, God, the Most High, the Divine, whatever you choose to call Him, and how people, it's so hard for them to just admit that they don't know. And even though I have my beliefs, and you might have your beliefs that are the same as me or different than me, that you need to stay flexible, especially when you're getting past the 4D, like I've talked about, staying in that space. It's great when you get there because you're questioning everything and you're not just believing whatever you're told. You're breaking out of your conditioning and your programming, and you're beginning to ask the right questions. And in doing that, if you get stuck there and you don't move on, then you're going to argue with people over who's right, who's wrong, or be misled still by members of this community or that community, or whatever it is that you're looking into in the 4D. As you ask your questions, I think it's very important to still be open, because as I cherry pick, I don't subscribe to all of anything. I don't subscribe to all of spirituality. I don't subscribe to much of Christianity except for certain parts of the Bible. I can understand how atheists come to believe what they believe. I have looked into pretty much everything except Catholic. I've had a couple of good friends that were Jewish. I don't know many Catholics because here in the Bible Belt, it's not really something that I think we have one Catholic school. It's not something that's widespread, and even most people that go to the school, they're not even. I mean, let me say, there's two. Sorry, there's two. I think we have Notre Dame and we have St. Jude, but most of the Catholic people that I have talked to are very loose on their religion. They're not very strict Catholics, if that makes any sense. So maybe that's also why I haven't learned much about it. But in condemning each other by sticking so hard to our belief system, being so conditioned by the indoctrination of the church, of the synagogue, of the mosque, the whatever, your spiritual practices, wherever they derived from, to be immovable, to not be able to let things go and to stay arguing, it's not what Source would want. We need to practice that unconditional love, that we are one with Source. We are all one with each other. So to stay so sticking to my guns about any ideology to the point where you're not able to be flexible and you're not going to bend on anything that you've been told that none of us have proof of. Absolutely none of us. And unless you are staunch about your near-death experiences, and even most people that are religious at all treat those people like they had a Bigfoot sighting. They don't believe it, and that's because they're immovable. They're so rooted in their belief system and what they've been taught, not by what they've seen or experienced, that it will have them in arms with each other. It will be the point of contention to where they just can't get along, and you can't see eye to eye as a being, a spiritual being, an infinite, divine spiritual being that is so powerful that you're going to make yourself small and put yourself in a box like most people put God in a box, that you're not going to be able to set that aside or be influenced or educated about other things that people are tossing around or that have worked for them, that you can't get along, and that you won't be able, if you can't get along, you're definitely not going to be able to find your way into a unconditional love with that person. And then it could spiral into all kinds of things. It could spiral, like religious wars, could spiral into ostracizing people, groups of people attacking individuals of a certain group because they're condemning them because of their beliefs. We live in a place, most people live in a place where it's freedom of religion. Here in the United States it is anyway, and that doesn't mean that even though we are free to make that choice, that you should hate or have any low vibrational energy or emotion towards anybody that chooses something different than you. And I would just encourage you all to stay open to the possibilities, because you might have a book, you might have a guide, you might have a shepherd that herds your flock, but none of you, including me, know everything to be a fact that you believe in. No, nobody does. So in walking your path and living your life and finding your purpose and trying to help others by condemning them and hating on them and maybe even carrying out acts towards that person that believes something different than you because you've been told to, or because others are doing it, or because it's just simply not right in your book, how far that's keeping you off the mark of what Source wants us to do for each other here in this earth school. We're here to learn, we're here to love. And if you spend all of your time and energy in low vibrations and in staying so far on the other end of the spectrum from love because of a religion or any kind of belief system that you have no idea if that's really true or not, it's just been what you've taught. I think most of us, if anything, could agree on the common ground that unless you're atheist, unless you're agnostic, if we're talking about Source and the divine, a higher power, that if we have turned to it, it has been there for us. That we have personal proof, and that's why we continue to put our energy into that, that it hasn't failed us. And I think that we should unite on those grounds and find unconditional love in that. If we have a higher power, which I choose to believe that we do, we come from a divine power source, whatever you choose to call it, that at least stand on the common denominator that it loves us, that it created all of us equally, that it does not want horrible things to happen to us. I don't believe that there's a hell. I believe that you can create hell on earth for yourself by staying in low vibrations and not breaking out of those toxic cycles of abuse or whatever, the trauma, not trying to find a way to heal and dedicate yourself to that healing process, that it's your job and not anybody else's, and that you shouldn't continue to hurt other people because you're hurt, to put a stop to that generational curse that is abuse or whatever that's been perpetuating in your bloodline. If you devote yourself to that, that we can all agree that God, our higher power, does not want us to hurt, does not want us to suffer and struggle, that he wants us to help each other, he wants us to love each other. And by letting those roadblocks of my God is better than your God, or my book says something your book doesn't say, or you do this and that makes you this, which is a horrible thing, by letting all of those things get in the way, how long is it going to take us to find love for one another when none of us really know for sure? So you're arguing something that you have absolutely no proof of, except that it is there for you and it loves you. And that's all that we need. That's all that we need. We don't need to let any of the other things get in the way. We just need to stand on that common ground and love each other from there. You don't need to have anything else. That's enough. That's enough. I know that I love all of you. I know that I would love for all of you to get to a point where you surrender and you let go and you put anything that you're struggling with in your higher power's hands and tell them, this is much, much bigger than me. And I know that you created this divine plan, that we are co-creators of my reality. And in that, I need your help. I need your help. There's things that I just can't do on my own. And instead of trying to be in control when we are only in control of ourselves, use that control of yourself to surrender and ask that higher power for assistance. Ask them to work it out for you and just step back. Just let go. Let go and let God. And that's what I'm doing right now. And it is seriously heaven on earth. I am not fighting with anybody. I'm not arguing with anybody. I love myself. I love everybody else. If I see anything that irritates me or triggers me, I choose to go within to identify that and reconcile where that's coming from and what else I need to heal as it comes to the surface. There was a reason I got triggered for that by that. There's a reason that person or place or thing or whatever that triggered me across my path was to bring it to the surface because it had been pushed down or I had just been avoiding addressing it. But it happened for a reason. And so I'm not going to continue to push it down or swipe it to the side. I'm going to look at it, identify it, unpack it. I'm going to address it so that I heal myself. We can heal ourselves. And that's what we need to do. That we don't have to live in the hustle and bustle, slavery, programmed, torturous, fear-based society that we are struggling and in pain and trauma all the time. That doesn't have to be the case at all. If it does, just for a second to wake you up and shake you and say, something's not right here. Your intuition is telling you, get up and get out of there. Pick it apart, identify what happened, how it happened, deal with that away from that person, place, or thing, and address it within you because that's all that really matters. You don't need to stay deeply rooted and attached to things. Your self-love and healing yourself is what matters, and everything else will follow suit. But ask for help if you can't do it yourself, and it will always come to you. You don't know when, you don't know how, but it will always come to you. I am living proof of that, and I am not going to argue with anybody if I have different beliefs than you, if you don't like tarot cards, if you don't like crystals, if you don't like any of the things that I choose, grounding myself in nature, prayer, meditation, journaling, transmutation, any of the things that have worked for me, the Bible verses that I read daily. Seriously, every single day I'm in the Bible. I don't expect you to do the same things that I'm doing on your path to get you to a point of enlightenment and minimal trauma in order to level up and to attract the good things that you want in your life that are high vibrational as you raise your energy and your vibrations to meet those things so that it will naturally be magnetized towards you. Like I said, you don't know when, you don't know how, but it will happen. Just keep putting in the work, keep moving forward. But don't argue or hate or condemn anyone because they're not doing it exactly the same way as you. What you may be doing, what I may be doing, maybe placebo, maybe nothing. But it's working for us. It's getting us motivated. It's continuing to encourage us and cheer us on. And it's working. It's getting us there. And that's all that matters. So stay away from the hate. Stay away from the condemnation because you don't know. Nobody knows for sure. Just do what gets you there as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else. So I love you. God loves you. I'll be back with another adventure or message soon. Probably adventure. Because I'm tired of talking about the toxicity. I just want to encourage you. And I just want to let you know how much I love you. And that I'm here for you. Let's all be here for each other. You're never alone. I'll see you later. Bye.